Imagine stepping onto an NBA basketball court in the early 1980s. The game was purely physical, dominated by elite athletes who could jump out of the gym. And let's be completely honest about the era. There was an unspoken rule, a deeply ingrained belief among the players. Most black players at the time genuinely did not believe that a white guy could step onto the floor and be the absolute best player in the world. It wasn't just rivalry, it was a culture. And then, in walks a kid from French Lick, Indiana. He didn't look fast. He didn't look strong. He didn't even look like he belonged in the same gym as these Greek gods of basketball. When guys first saw him stretching on the floor at training camp, the joke started immediately. They'd look at him and think, here comes the great white hope. This ought to be a piece of cake. This guy is slow, he can't get his shot off. This is going to be an absolute layup. They thought they were about to end his career before it even started. But then, the whistle blew. First possession, 20 feet away. Bam. Swish. They thought, okay, maybe that was just luck. Next possession, 25 feet away. Bam. Another jumper right in the defender's eye. Suddenly, the entire atmosphere in the gym completely shifted. The laughter stopped. The trash talk died down. Players were looking at each other thinking, damn, this white guy can play. It literally changed players' opinions on basketball and race in a single afternoon. They walked out of that practice facility looking for anyone to tell, you know what? That guy is for real. But Larry didn't just beat you. He terrified you. There is a legendary story about a game in the Boston Garden where the opposing team was supposed to switch on a pick. Larry got pushed up, the spacing got weird, and suddenly, he had the ball for the game winner. An opposing player actually admitted years later, when he got that ball, I think I peed on myself a little bit. Think about that. Grown professional NBA athletes, the toughest men on the planet, literally losing control of their bodily functions out of pure fear because Larry Bird had the ball in his hands with the game on the line. He missed that specific shot, probably distracted by a peripheral movement, but the fear was real. If he had hit it, careers would have been ruined. Coaches would have blamed the defenders forever. Because you just don't leave Larry Bird open. It's like leaving Michael Jordan open, or letting Magic Johnson run the fast break. It's a guaranteed death sentence on the basketball court. Fast forward to today, and you hear all these young podcasters and new media guys trying to compare modern rookies to the legends. Recently, the Morris twins brought up Cooper Flagg, the sensational young talent, asking if he could be the best white American player ever. But the guys who actually played against Larry, the guys who actually had to look him in the eye, they aren't having it. Listen to this reality check.
The Morris brothers brought it up on their new podcast. Shout out the Morris twins. Cooper Flagg could be the best white American player ever.
They don't remember Larry Bird.
I'm just saying who in the category. I just want to know what you're talking about.
Now, how far we go back?
We're not talking about no over-the-water boys. I would say right now the greatest white player of all time is Larry Bird, and I don't think it's even
That's
close.
What I say.
Yeah, and Cooper is nowhere close to that. He is a rookie of the year and all that, and he's the best player.
Exactly. Different doesn't even begin to cover it. Larry Bird would walk into your building, point to the exact spot on the floor where he was going to hit the game winner in your face, and then go out and do exactly that. He'd decide he was bored, shoot left-handed for an entire game, and still drop 40 points on elite NBA defenders. Let me set the stage for one of the most disrespectful moments in basketball history. The year is 1989. Larry Bird is dealing with a back injury so severe that he physically cannot sit on a chair. When he was on the sidelines, he had to lay flat on his back on the floor just to deal with the agonizing pain. You would think a guy in that condition would be vulnerable, right? Wrong. A rookie is about to face off against Larry for the very first time. Legendary coach Phil Jackson designs a specific defensive play. The instruction is simple. Switch onto Larry, deny him the ball, and force him as far away from the three-point line as humanly possible. The rookie follows the game plan perfectly. He pushes Larry out, 30 feet away, 35 feet away. They are standing near the hash mark in what we now call Denzel Valentine range. The rookie is quick, he's athletic, and he's thinking, there is no way this guy with a broken back is going to beat me off the dribble from out here. What happens next is why Larry Bird is a mythical figure.
Shot clock's winding down. He's telling me, hey, Rook, you gonna give me the shot? And I'm like, shit, shoot it. You ain't gonna do nothing with it. Man, you 35 feet away. You out there. He's out there Denzel Valentine range, a hash mark. And I'm like, there's no way in the world you're gonna take this shot. He goes, if I take this shot and make it, you're coming out the game. And this is the Boston Garden. The crowd was going crazy. Shot clock's winding down. You hear Phil Jackson, get up on him, get up on him. And I'm waving Phil off like, shut up, man. I'm right here. I'm on the 3-point line. What is he going to do? So then all of a sudden, it's like, the shot clock's going down 5, 4. And that's when they used to count it down. So they're counting the 3-point down. He just jumps up, squares up, shoots the ball from that hash mark on the side, right by the score table, knocks it down. The crowd goes crazy. It's loud as hell in there, but I still hear Phil yelling, I told you to get up on him. You can hear Phil's voice over. So I go down to the other end, the shot, the horn blows. And I knew someone's coming in for me. It's Scotty. Scotty's coming in for me. I'm looking around like, oh man. So as I'm going out, he said, I told you what I tell you. If I hit that shot, you was going out. Now go sit your little young ass down. So I walk over to the bench and I'm mad because he's talking trash. He was a notorious trash talker. So I go sit down. He comes back in another play. He's sitting in the corner in front of our bench. And he said, hey, Rook, guess what? Don't feel bad. I do your boy Pip like this all the time.
I do your boy Pip like this all the time. Let that sink in. He wasn't just disrespecting the rookie. He was taking a shot at Scottie Pippen, one of the greatest perimeter defenders in the history of the sport. Larry Bird's trash talk wasn't just noise. It was a psychological weapon designed to completely break your spirit. He told you what he was going to do. He told you the consequence of him doing it, like getting benched. And then he executed it perfectly. But it wasn't just the shooting or the arrogance that made Larry Bird a god in Boston. It was his terrifying, relentless hustle. This is a guy who didn't possess the 40-inch vertical of a Michael Jordan or the blistering speed of an Isiah Thomas. What he had was a brain that processed the geometry of basketball 3 seconds faster than anyone else, and a heart that refused to lose. There is a famous highlight where a ball is going out of bounds. Most superstars, most franchise players, would let it go. They wouldn't risk their bodies, especially not their bad backs. Not Larry. He dives headfirst out of bounds, sliding underneath the scorer's tables, risking total injury, just to save one single possession. It showed his teammates, his coaches, and the entire league just how much winning meant to him. In fact, this mentality was his entire brand. Back in 1984, the Celtics were riding a bus to practice, and on the side of a massive city bus, there was a gigantic picture of Larry Bird diving out of bounds, stretching as far as humanly possible for a loose ball. The caption next to it didn't talk about his shooting percentages or his MVP trophies. It simply read, I hate it when guys watch the ball go out of bounds. That was his DNA. That was the French Lick farm boy coming out. And where did that DNA come from? It came from the absolute toughest testing grounds. When Larry was younger, he didn't stay in his comfort zone. He actively sought out the absolute toughest competition he could find. He used to travel across town, straight into the hood, to play street ball with the black players. He did this because he knew that's where the best talent was. He wasn't afraid. He didn't care about the optics or the environment. He just wanted to be pushed to his absolute limits. He wanted to be forged in the fire. Losing to Magic Johnson in the NCAA championship game only added fuel to that burning fire. It created a monstrous desire within him to never be second best again. He realized early on that if you want to be the undisputed best in the world, you have to seek out the best, play their game, and completely dominate them. So before we compare anyone to Larry Joe Bird, before we talk about the next great white player, we need to understand the standard. It isn't just about making threes or having a high basketball IQ. It's about walking into an arena filled with people who hate you, pointing at the spot you're going to destroy them from, and then diving headfirst into the stands to secure the victory. Larry Bird wasn't just a basketball player. He was an assassin. And if you don't know that by now, you just don't know basketball. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the legendary mind of Larry Bird, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below, letting us know who you think had the greatest trash talk in NBA history. See you in the next one.